Hey, what's going on? This is Madden Money Shot, and first of all, I'd like to thank you for purchasing my ebook and watching my channel. I chose the New England Patriots defensive playbook because to me it's one of the best blitzing playbooks. It has a 4-3 and 3-4, which is unique. No other playbook has that. So to me, this is one of the most diverse and probably the best playbook in the game. I started using this playbook at the end of Madden 18, so I perfected it by the time it got to Madden 19. So if you're watching this on a full video, just continue watching, and if you're watching this on a ebook, click the next link to get started. Now, starting off with the 3-4, the 3-4 odd is probably my favorite base defense. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick that. My favorite play is probably the Tampa 2 or the cover 2 hard flat, depending on where I am on the field. So we're going to start off with the Tampa 2. Obviously, you want to use this against heavier packages. Like you're seeing here, something with like a 2 tight end, single running back. You go up to a 3 wide receiver set, I would say, and still be successful. But this is not a blitz. This is a base defense. Typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch inside. I'm going to slant inside if I think it's a run or a pass. And then I also like to spread my linebackers. So to pinch inside, you're going to hit L1 and then down on the left stick, and then L1 down on the right stick to get that look. I went ahead and I messed that up. So L1 down the left stick, and then L1 down on the right stick. So that's going to be your look right there. You have the choice of putting this middle linebacker into a middle third. That can be useful. Obviously, you're gonna shut down a lot of stuff like this. I like to just keep him doing what he's doing. 9 times out of 10, depends on what my opponent's doing, but I like to keep him in a hook. This is a regular setup, and then I also like to blitz the outside linebacker, the right outside linebacker, which you can do quick by hitting R1 and then right on the right stick. All of this description will be in the ebook. As far as written down. So like I said, this is probably the best way to run it. Just a couple of different variations, it's really up to you, but I would say 9 times out of 10 my typical base defense is going to be pinched, spread, and then blitzing the outside linebacker to contain run. If I want to contain pass, it would be pretty much the same setup, but I'm going to be doing a middle third with this guy, and then your setup's going to look something like this. And I'm not going to user that guy. I would probably end up using this guy, although I typically would leave him there. I'd probably user this guy in the middle, and then that would be the look. So like I said, this is probably going to be a run, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let the outside linebacker blitz. Now that we have this motion, it almost gives it away, so I definitely have to be over here. And it was a pass, which I totally bit on the play action, but it's all good. Another really popular defense out of this formation is the cover 4 drop show 2. Go ahead and we'll pick random I form this time. This is a popular formation because these safeties in a run, fuck. This is a popular formation because these two safeties here crash down and play the run. Typically, I mean, you would think in a cover 4 they're dropping back, but if you keep an eye on them, I'm just going to let the play run here by itself. If you keep an eye on them, they're actually going to crash down and attack the run first, where the cornerbacks, you see how they stop there right in the middle of the field? That's why people like to run this play, other than the obvious cover issues. Now this, unlike other cover 4s, and I'll go ahead and I'll go to replay just to show you what I'm talking about as far as the safeties. But the safeties will run commit first. See how they come down and stop? The cornerbacks are dropping back, but they're not. They're coming in to play the run first. That's why a lot of people like this formation. Or this coverage rather. The safeties in most cover 4s will do that. But unlike other cover 4s, this coverage in a pass situation, hopefully I'll get a pass here, but these in a pass situation, they won't man up like the cover 4 match. They'll actually play true cover 4 defense like in previous years past. As you can see right here, they're all just dropping back. They're not manning up. Now that was my guy, that was my zone, but I was just kind of trying to make a point. So this is a very good defense, a very popular defense that doesn't give up big plays. So that's probably the 2 best base defenses out of 3-4. I don't necessarily think it's the best blitzing formation. The blitzing formations that I have are pretty much going to be one of the ones I'm going to show you right now out of the 4-3 under. It's the FS Fire 3. This is a base defense that I've used in previous years past. It's still pretty good as a base defense, but I like to use it as a blitz now. So if I want to use this as a base defense like I did in previous years, more specifically last year, all I got to do is pinch these guys, and this year I have to slant them inside so that they can take away any run lanes up the center. I also want to move this guy down to the outside. I want to be on the line of scrimmage, so he has the opportunity to shoot in. If this is a strong side run, he's going to shoot in and catch the running back from behind. If it's a weak side run, he's going to catch him. He's going to run right into him. So if I think it's going to be a run or a pass, I have my 2 options here where I can either send this guy in on a blitz on the other side if I think it's going to be a run. Could leave me a little bit vulnerable in the pass, but I'm not going to get completely torched because I still have 5 zones. or if I think that it's going to be a pass, or you know, leaning towards a pass, I'll just leave him doing what he's doing. So, but I still want him outside because I want basically to only be two gaps. There's going to be one gap here, and there's going to be one gap over here, and then it's going to be my responsibility to cover either one of them based off of which direction the running back goes. But there won't be any other gaps. There won't be any gaps up the middle. There won't be any gaps outside because of the way that I have these outside guys set up. So I'm going to go ahead and let him run it. I'm not sure if it's going to be a run or not, but you can see, like I said, slanting them inside creates no running lanes there. And then I just basically shot in. I'll go ahead and I'll show a replay, but I just basically shot in to that gap because I know where my gaps are. There's only going to be one. There's one gap where the linebacker is on where I'm running. So if he runs up in that hole, he's screwed. And then there's one gap on the other side, which, like I said, all I'm doing is paying attention to where the running back's direction is going. The blocker fullback gives it away that he's going on the right side. So I take the right lane. It's that simple. Force him inside into the pile. So if I want to set this up as a blitz, all I'm going to do is run the safety to the weak side like he is now. I don't want to be going over the tight end for this. I'm also going to hit L1 down the left stick, hit L1 down the right stick, and that's basically going to be a pinch slant inside setup. Then I'm going to take this user middle linebacker and I'm going to hover this gap right here. This will get that free safety to blitz in free as long as it's a pass play, which it is a fullback run. He still comes in from behind. He takes care of the play. Against run or pass, he should be effective. So we're just going to set that up one more time. Hopefully I'll get a pass play here, which I haven't gotten yet, just so we can make this blitz happen. I want to stay in this gap. Sometimes it'll force you off because it doesn't want you stacking. That's just something that's set up here. Looks like we got another run. Doesn't matter. It's still shutting it down. Let's get a pass, please. I might have to go back out and set up a pass. I tried to do random, but it's not letting me do that. So here we go. Easy, quick, easy setup. Another run. Not getting anywhere, but it's whatever. So here we go. Perfect setup. We have the running back on the opposite side, so he can't really get in the way of McCourty here on the blitz. This is how you want to run it, to the weak side. And then I'm just going to come down and hover in this gap. Try to pull the lineman away. Of course, it's an inside run. Why wouldn't it be an inside run? So here we go. We're going to flip it. Going to do it with Patrick Chung this time. We're going to go ahead. We're going to slant inside. Come over and hover this gap. That lets me stay. It's constantly pushing me back. So here we go right here. We have a guy coming in free. I don't know why we got a pick here. I don't know if the quarterback felt the need to get rid of that or not, but we're going to have to watch a replay to see if the blitzer got in. So here we go. Once again, flip the play. We just want to make sure that the blitzing safety is coming from the weak side. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to motion over this guy. I don't know why the purple route is in there like he is. But you can do the same thing. You can hover the gap with the purple route the same. It really doesn't matter. You just have to basically try to draw the attention of the left tackle there. And you can see he just comes in free. It's that simple. So, like I said, flip the play because we want to come off the side where the running back is not. If the running back's in check and release, he will not pick up on the fact that there's a blitzer coming from the far opposite side. And like I said, you just have to user this spot. I typically do it with the middle linebacker because I want to drop back into the middle zone. I don't want to drop off into the purple zone. But it really doesn't matter which guy you use. So if I want to leave him in the middle there and I want to cheat more to a middle yellow here, I can use Van Noy. I can use the outside linebacker. It really doesn't matter. But just make sure you try to get the attention of 74, the right tackle. As you can see here, once again, he's coming in free. Guy's throwing it, getting rid of it. No real attempt there. Go ahead, I'm going to watch the computer or watch the replay real quick, but you can see he just comes in unnoticed by the running back. Even if that running back was in a block, which it looks like he's in the check and release, it's not really going to matter. This guy's just coming in free. You want your fastest guy blitzing. I'm not sure how fast Chung is, but just the way that the play's set up, I couldn't do it with McCourty because he would probably get blocked by the running back. Next up out of the 4-3 under, we have the snake 3 deep. So if I want to run it just like this, I like to spread the defensive line, try to come down in this gap right over the center, and I'm going to try to occupy some blocking best I can. So you can see I give a little bit of time, and then you can just see the guys in a straight up scramble. So So to run this play is really easy. You can see the safety's coming down in the gap. I wouldn't mind having him down a little bit further, but I don't want him to come down too much to the point where he gets picked up or the defense figures out that he's coming. Other than that, I like to spread the line, which is L1 and then up on the left stick, and then also slant outside, which is L1 up on the right stick. And then I'm going to come down and occupy this gap. And I'm going to back away to the left the best that I can to try to pull blockers there. I didn't actually do that correctly. I backed away to the right, but it still worked out. So real easy setup. L1 up on the left stick, L1 up on the right stick, come down in this gap, and like I said, if you want to bring Chung out a little bit, is probably a good idea. I'm gonna guess pass too. So this is it right here. Gonna back up to the left, send some heat. As you can see, this guy just comes in free. The quarterback has to run away to have any time. So L1 up on the left stick, L1 up on the right stick, come down in this gap. That's the simplest way to do it. You don't necessarily have to move the safety. I just find that it helps a little bit. As you can see right there, we get the user as I bait the quarterback because of the blitz coming. He's going to get rid of it. So do it one more time. Try to get some. Try to get another sack, even though I got 2. Like I said, you want to drop back into the left because you don't want to necessarily get in the way of that, and then the guys just come screaming in. So you have this play. It's got really good coverage because obviously you have a coverage for every zone. You're not really losing anything. Really nice blitz. Next up out of the 4-3 under, we have the cover 1 hole. So this particular formation is a base defense that I like to use. I didn't actually mean for that to happen, but it shut the run. I didn't even make adjustments and it shut the run down. But like I said, this is a base defense. All I'm going to do is pinch the line, spread the linebackers, which is L1 down on the left stick to pinch the line, L1. I also like the slant inside. I didn't mention that. L1 down the right stick to slant inside. That's basically just to stop inside runs. Motion this guy out here. He'll cover that fullback if that's the case, or that's pretty much. He's going to have the outside if it's a run outside. Also, this linebacker is going to have this outside lane if it's a run outside. So that's a pretty good setup right there. And then, like I said, I also spread the linebackers, which is R1, and then up on the left stick. So that's your setup as far as the base defense. If you want to stop the run, if you want to stop the pass, putting Flowers here in a hard flat is one of the better ways to do that. A lot of people think that you can run crossing routes and stuff like that against cover 1. It's real simple. All you got to do is put out a hard flat. If it's a drag or something like that, the hard flat will take care of it. I didn't mean for that to happen again. As you can see right there, I mean, there's nothing there. He's double teamed in the flat. Oh no. So here we go. Messed the whole thing up. So here we go. Go ahead and I'll run this one more time. If you guys watch my gameplay videos, you've seen types of defense like this. I run this out of any playbook that I use in Draft Champions would probably be my favorite playbook. There you can see he had a lane, but I took it away. So these type of defenses, you got to be a pretty decent user, as I'm not really talking too good, but you got to be a pretty decent user to run this man cover 1. But if you run it right and you do your job in the middle, this can be a phenomenal setup. We're getting another run. Trying to get some pass plays. But the concept to the cover 1 is you're really trying to funnel the play to the user middle linebacker, and that's really what you want the ball to do. You want the ball to come to you. That's going to be the way that you get the most interceptions, is if you set up the defense so that the ball's funneled to the middle. I would also say it's smart to match speed on the corners because you don't want to give up a speed advantage outside. So when you go into your coaching adjustments, make sure that you're matching your cornerbacks by speed, not by overall. Next up out of the 4-3 under, we have the cover 2 man. I've noticed that since the patch came out, the cover 2 man is a little bit better. You can really run this a couple different ways, but every time I would say do the exact same pinch adjustment and do the exact same spread adjustment where you have this linebacker outside. Other than that, you have your choice whether you want to put this guy into a middle third to take stuff away and then stand up in a bluff blitz, Flowers, or stand up in a bluff blitz, this defensive end, Claiborne. Not both, but you want to do one or the other. So just choose. Probably Flowers would be the better option on the outside because you don't want to stand backwards. If it's a run right up the middle here, you don't want to be standing back with Flowers because you're going to create a big lane. So I would say leave him, try to use your guy on the outside, and this is kind of mixing man and zone. You have to be aware if you run this defense that I am responsible for the running back, as I wasn't paying attention and the ball got shot away. But you have to remember you are responsible for that running back because there is no man coverage for that anymore. As you can see, there was nothing open. Even though I was talking and not necessarily 100% ready, you can see how that play works. So, like I said, this middle third in a cover 2, no matter what it is, either man or zone, is a really good setup. You're going to see how successful that can be. But you got to be aware. I wasn't really ready, but you got to be aware to drop off from this guy and drop into coverage. You can see right here, there's nothing open. He's only got 3 wide receivers. The pressure gets to him. There's nothing there. So nothing really too crazy. I would say that I use cover 2s like this, maybe in like a 3rd and long situation, or it's more effective now since the patch. It was getting relatively beat early, but it's really effective now. You also have the choice, if you want to just bluff blitz this guy, or whatever, this guy on the outside, like I was saying, and just leave it like this with a basic cover 2. But then you also have to remember you are responsible up the center. So that's something that it's really where you want to put your responsibility. You want to take the chance that the running back is going to go out on a route, or do you want to take the chance it's going to be a deep play up the middle? I would rather take the chance that the running back is not going to go out on a route. He'll pass block, and then I can just basically roam, than rather do this type of coverage where I have a slower defensive end. I'm trying to cover the middle third is probably not the best way to go. Next up, out of the 4-3 over, we have the cover 1 SS Blitz. So this setup's gonna be real simple. I'm gonna be pinching and pretty much the same setup. Pinching, which is L1 down on the left stick, and then slant inside, which is L1 down on the right stick. This guy here, I don't really like what he's doing. I'm gonna stand him up. I don't need all that pressure. And then the other side here, like I said, I like to bring this guy out. You don't really have to do that now because you have the safety out here. So this safety is going to maintain the outside the same way that this guy is going to maintain the outside, but he's also going to get some coverage on the blitz. So it's up to me whether I want to choose the guy that's covering. In this scenario, it'd probably be the guy covering the running back. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to maintain this outside gap, and it's going to try to send that guy in free. I'm going to be basically, even though it's a man coverage, as he comes in and shuts it down, I'm going to be treating like a zone coverage. I'm not going to actually change the assignment, but I'm not necessarily going to chase the running back unless that's the play. So in this scenario, like I said, it's more like a zone. I'm going to be covering the middle, which I can go ahead and I can just put that on the, I can just make that like a QB spy or something. But I have to know that that running back is my responsibility if he swings out or something like that. So here we go. We're just going to try to, like I said, we're going to try to get that safety free on the right side. Whenever it decides to run it. It keeps doing running plays, which, I prefer to get a pass here, but it's whatever. I don't know how many run plays there are in the formation I picked. I just kind of grabbed one at random, but it seems like it's mostly run plays. So hopefully we can get a pass play here. Would be really nice. Looking like another run play. I think I might have messed this up. So we're probably going to have to switch formations real quick. So I just picked random gun because I was tired of messing with it. So here we go. We have a scenario where, like I said, I'm basically doing a zone anyway, or, I'll put him in a QB spy. So I'm going to basically be covering both the tight end and the running back, but I'm still going to go ahead and I'm going to come over into this gap here so I can try to get this pressure free. But I have to make sure that I get back to that middle quick. So here we go. He's coming in free. It looks like everybody was blocking there, so that's not going to be a realistic look. I wouldn't say use this against shotgun like I picked. I picked random shotgun just because I was trying to make this happen, but you could definitely, it's like this scenario. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use this guy and try to get that gap, or try to get that attention to that lineman so I can get that safety in free. So let's go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to cover the running back. You can see he comes in free, comes in for the sack. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to check that out on a replay. Like I said, I just had to use somebody close to the line of scrimmage, but when I dropped back, I moved over because I wanted to pull that coverage, and this guy's just sprinting and free. It also worked because, once again, the pass blocking running back is on the opposite side. Whenever you run a blitzer from the opposite side of the running back's position, you're going to see how the running back just totally whiffs. Like, he's not aware at all. He's too late to rotate over, and the safety just gets in real easy. So here, if we wanted to run that, we have to run it to the opposite side once again. So I'm going to have to use McCourty, bring him down. Go ahead, we're going to slant inside, and then I'm going to use the guy over the running back once again. So I'm going to guess pass. I'm not sure if it's going to be a pass, but I'm going to guess it, and then as the play develops, I'm going to drop back, and the safety comes in free. I was supposed to cover that guy. That's my fault. He got a big run, but the blitz definitely worked. That's the important part, is the blitzer came in free once again. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to go to the replay once again. Like I said, I can't help it. I'm staring in the backfield. I'll stare in the backfield because I'm trying to see if this running back's going to, or the safety's going to get in. So it's my fault that I'm kind of staring at that, but I definitely should have been following the running back. So here we go once again, sending the blitz opposite side, pinching and bringing the line in. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come down on this side over the running back, and it's a run. No, it was not a run. And since I guessed pass, the safety, the blitzing safety, didn't waste his time on the running back. I would say this formation I'm using is probably best against, at the very least, a 3 wide receiver set. So like here sometimes I'm looking at like 4 wide receiver sets, and it's not really going to be that realistic. But here we have 3 wide receivers, so I think that I'm going to have some success. So I'm going to move this guy in, try to take up a blocker, and then I'm going to drop back into the running back if the running back does drop out. So here we go once again. The blitz came in free, but the quarterback computer got rid of it quick and got an easy check down. But the coverage was there too. Even though he got the completion, the coverage was definitely there. So here we go, free blitzer. Like I said, your computer or your user opponent, a real life opponent, might not read it that quickly, but I had to stay over by the running back. And then this guy, coverage was there, he just didn't knock it free. But you can see you definitely still have a hell of a heat blitz coming at the quarterback. Next up, out of the 4-3 under, we have the cover 1 hole. This is another formation, another base defense, where all I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch the line and then slant inside, motion this guy out so he has outside contain, and then I'm going to put this guy on a hard flat. That's just the best way to use this coverage. It's pretty much going to be the same setup through every cover 1 that I show, but I'm just going to touch on this as I see it in the formation and remind you that it's there and that's a good play to run. But obviously, just like in previous setups, you're going to cover the, anything crossing deep is going to be your responsibility. If something's crossing shallow from left to right, it's going to be taken care of by the hard flat. You have the choice on like a 3rd and long to go over the top, so that if there's anything deep, hopefully the defensive end will get it. Just make sure you have a defensive lineman in that position that's athletic. You want somebody that's going to be able to cover space. You don't want like a 3-4 defensive lineman running that spot, because he's not going to cover anything. But other than that, you have your man coverage everywhere else, so you're just going to kind of cherry pick and play safety kind of from the middle. So if that receiver, Jenkins or Westbrook's crossing deep, that's your man beater route, so you're going to have to cover it no matter how far back it goes. But there's a lot of user skill involved when it comes to running this type of defense, but if you get it down, it is shut down. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.